Hello there, summoners. I'm Panda Cutie Nom Nom, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So, you've clicked on this video because you want to know, what is the Ultimate League Challenge? To cut to the chase, it's a personal challenge I've given myself to become equally good at every role in League of Legends. Now, good is kind of subjective depending on who you ask, which is why there isn't necessarily a ceiling or cap for what I'm attempting. However, if I were to give it one, then the ultimate end goal would be to reach Challenger in every role. You heard that, Challenger in every role. That's a crazy feat, which is why we're going to start all the way from the very bottom. Now, before I explain how I will carry out this personal challenge, I should give a bit of background about my League career. I started playing in Season 2 and gradually increased in rank every season, starting all the way from the bottom of Bronze, getting hard stuck in Silver, then Gold, until I reached my highest rank in Season 6, which was promos for Plat 1, which I failed several times. For Season 7, I just played until I reached Gold, so I could get the end of season rewards, and then pretty much stopped playing the game altogether, completely skipping over Season 8 and 9 of Ranked. I bounced from role to role, but my most consistent and best roles were mid as my primary and jungle as my secondary. To explain how I will carry out this challenge, let me try and break it up into different sections. Accounts, champions, how I plan to improve, and YouTube. Accounts. In order to make each climb legitimate, I have made 5 brand new accounts which I will level up from scratch. I am not buying any Smurf accounts. Each account will be for one role and one role only. When I begin ranked play, I will only play the main role for that specific account. Meaning, if I don't get my main role, I dodge. An important part of this challenge is that I want to be equally proficient at every role. What do I mean? Well, let's say I finish my placements for mid lane and get placed in Silver, while I get placed in Bronze for the other roles. I will then put playing mid lane on hiatus while I try to raise my other roles to Silver. Once all of my roles have reached the same rank, I will then alternate one at a time until I reach the next rank. I will also only be soloing, no duo queuing. This isn't a jab at duo queue, it's just that I want to focus as much as possible on my own gameplay and thoughts, not climbing as fast as possible. Leveling up new accounts. Leveling up an account all the way until 30 takes a while, but for now I will most likely not be using XP or win boost to speed up the process. Why? Because I don't want to rush into ranked for any of the roles, even my previous main roles. Since coming back to the game, my mechanics are very bad, my decision making is bad, and I don't even know what most of the items or masteries actually do. I'm starting all the way from the very beginning, and taking my time will also allow me to achieve an important rule in our next section. Champions. A common piece of advice I've read for climbing the ladder is to keep a small, effective champion pool that you are comfortable with. I will follow this advice, but with a small twist. At the start of each role's challenge, I will decide on 2 to 3 champions I feel I am relatively comfortable with and make them my starting core pool and stick with them. Now, adding to that point, I am able to add new champions to my pool, but only after I have played at least 50 PvP games on Summoner's Rift with them. This may be subject to change. At the time of editing this video, Season 9 has just ended and Season 10 of Ranked won't start until around January, which makes this the perfect time to start this challenge. According to some sources, it takes around 90 or so games to level up an account to 30, which gives me a good chunk of time to add to my champion pool and learn some basics for each role during the off-season. Now, is there a limit to how many champions I add to my pool? There isn't a limit, but I want to make sure I add them slowly and only when I have some relative comfort on them. While expanding my champion pool may have a negative effect on climbing the ladder actually isn't everything about this challenge. Learning different champions, especially ones that fulfill different roles, is important to me. I want to understand how to play different playstyles and understand their strengths and weaknesses even if it slows down my climb. How I plan to improve. This is kind of a hard question to really answer, mainly because there's so much I can do and so much I need to do. Even when I was tryharding to plat, I never really took the time to develop important habits and macro. I pretty much just grinded it out. Sure, I knew of core concepts like freezing, pushing, split pushing, etc. I even used them in my play, but did I really understand how exactly to implement them and when? Not really. I'll mostly be watching YouTube guides as well as websites like Skill-Capped to learn core concepts. I watched a couple other free videos and I really enjoyed what I saw. There's also the support series CoreJJ has just recently started, which will probably be very good for me to watch. If anyone watching this has any suggestions, that would be great. YouTube. So how does YouTube play in all this? It's actually pretty important as it's a key strategy for my challenge. I will not be mindlessly grinding as many games as possible, and instead I will be doing a VOD review for every single ranked and practice game I play and uploading them here. This will help me keep a detailed VOD archive where I can keep track of how many ranked games I played for each role, how many practice games I have on a champion, etc. I haven't decided on how my uploaded VOD reviews will look like. I may just post some key points at the end to summarize, or I may delve into more detail during the gameplay itself. I'll have to see as time goes on. I also plan on doing a monthly update video where I'll reflect on my gameplay and how I feel the challenge is going. If you happen to watch my gameplay and wish to give advice or tips or just to chat, I'd really appreciate that too. And that's all I can think of for now. Thank you for watching my video, and if this sounds like something you want to try for yourself, then come join me for the #Ultimate League Challenge. I'll see you on the Rift.